Yeah, the governor takes issue with what he calls overly broad language that exists within current compacts, and because of that, he wants to see new compacts between the state and the tribes drawn up. But with today's 34-7 vote here at the state capitol, state lawmakers have essentially told the governor to pump the brakes.
What's going on right now is short-sighted, and it's not going to end well for us.
State senators debating whether or not to override the governor Monday morning.
It's a cut and dry issue. Those who would purport that we are removing the governor's authority to negotiate have a misunderstanding of what this actually does.
The legislature and the governor are in a fight over how compacts can be drawn up and finalized. Governor Kevin Stitt wants new ones written for revenue sharing from tobacco sales and motor vehicle taxes because it says the deal can be applied to Indian country, a term he fears tribes can abuse to expand their control to more of the state. Senator Shane Jett was one of 7 lawmakers this morning to side with the governor.
Coming in and undercutting the one negotiating for all of the state for advantage for ourselves is not in the best interest of the taxpayers of Oklahoma.
Leadership at the Capitol not taking a position on language. Rather, they argue new compacts can't be signed until the governor and the state's largest tribes can improve relations. The overrides this morning, which both had votes of 34-7, would extend the compacts to 2024 to give the governor and tribes more time.
The legislative intent here is not to expand any land rights. It's not even related to that. And to infer otherwise is misleading and I think a desperate attempt to keep power vested in one person.
Now, these overrides are not final until the House has one more vote. State Rep set to return to the state capitol next Monday. Guys, back to you.
All right, so Andy, so they've extended this a year, but say we get a year from now and relations between the governor and the tribes have not improved, what happens then?
Yeah, Evan, well, the Senate President Pro Tem Greg Treat said if that extension does not work, he's open to filing legislation that would take some of those negotiation powers away from the governor and give it to state lawmakers. But that would at the minimum be a year away, if not longer. And we're unsure how much support that would have here at the legislature.